The old manor stood at the edge of the town, shrouded in mist, a decaying relic from a time long past. Locals whispered tales of the Grimshaw family, who had vanished without a trace decades ago, their secrets buried within the rotting walls. Few dared to approach the manor, but an insatiable curiosity pulled Sarah toward it one bleak evening. As she stepped through the creaking wooden door, a chill ran down her spine. The air was thick with dust, and the faint scent of decay lingered. Faded portraits lined the walls, their eyes seeming to track her every movement. The floorboards groaned beneath her weight as she made her way deeper into the darkness, the light from her cell phone casting eerie shadows that danced and flickered. In the parlor, remnants of the family's life lay scattered. An overturned chair, a broken vase, dust-coated toys that whispered of forgotten laughter. Yet there was something unsettling about the silence, a weight that pressed down on her chest. She could almost hear the echoes of their final moments, trapped in time. A sudden gust of wind rattled the window panes, sending a shiver coursing through her. Exploring the upper floors, Sarah found a narrow staircase leading to the attic. The air grew colder, and she hesitated, the world below fading into an oppressive silence. She ascended cautiously, each step a battle against her growing unease. When she finally pushed open the attic door, the musty scent hit her like a wave. Boxes lay strewn about like forgotten memories, but one item caught her eye: a large, ornate mirror, its surface clouded and obfuscated by years of neglect. As she wiped away the grime, Sarah felt a strange pull, an inexplicable urge to look deeper. Her reflection appeared distorted, warping and twisting as if mocking her. Just as she turned away, she caught a glimpse of movement in the corner of the glass, a fleeting dark shape standing just behind her. Heart racing, she spun around, but the attic was empty. Breathing heavily, she faced the mirror again, her mind buzzing with dread. What had she seen? Had her eyes betrayed her? But curiosity clawed at her mind, compelling her to look once more. This time the reflection showed not just her face, but a figure standing in the shadows, a pale hand reaching toward her. Panic surged through her veins, and she stumbled backward, colliding with a chest filled with crumbling papers and old clothes. Suddenly she heard whispers, soft at first, like a breeze rustling through the leaves. They grew louder, more insistent, a cacophony of desperate voices pleading for release. Sarah's heart thundered in her chest as she realized they were not just echoes. She was not alone. The air crackled with energy, and she could feel the presence surrounding her, pressing tightly around her throat. In a frenzy, she turned again to the mirror, where the shadowy figure now stood fully visible. A woman, her face gaunt and hollow, a familiar yet unrecognizable grimace etched across her features. It was as if she were trapped, eternally reaching out, wanting to pull Sarah into the depths of the glass. "No!" Sarah screamed, stumbling back, and caught her breath. But the figure only smiled, a chilling expression that sent fear coursing through her limbs. The whispers grew louder, wrapping around her like a shroud as the light dimmed. The woman in the mirror raised her hand again, and the reflection blurred, warping towards Sarah as if the boundary between their worlds began to dissolve. Sarah turned and fled, racing down the stairs, her heart a wild drumbeat in her ears. She reached the front door but found it would not budge. The whispers grew louder still, an unholy chorus that seemed to creep out from the very walls. Desperate, she raced back to the attic, certain that she'd find a way out through the mirror. When she reached it, the glass shimmered eerily, the figure still present, but now with an expression of utter glee. As Sarah reached toward the surface, the hand of the woman gripped her wrist, icy fingers seeping into her skin. It was a tight grip that felt unbreakable, and Sarah screamed, instinctively pulling away. But it was too late. With a horrifying realization, she saw that she had stepped forward, crossing the threshold. In an instant, the attic was silent, and the mirror reflected the empty room, a stillness settling over the dusty air once more. The whispers faded, and the very shadows of the manor fell still. From within the mirror, Sarah's reflection now stood frozen, a look of terror etched across her face as she silently screamed for help. The woman, however, took a step back, a satisfied smile creasing her ghostly visage as she settled into place, ready to take Sarah's life as her own. The manor, left alone, resumed its darkness, waiting for the next curious soul to stumble into its relentless grasp.